I didn't figure I would, but I did give you some homework. I don't know if you got around to it. I asked you because one of the things we're going to do in this course, where I'm going to use some of my language that we have from the international project management community. By the way, I'll say this up front. Mithat has worked on numerous projects, and he's probably one of the most profound project management cowboys I know. No. It's my podcast. I can rave about whoever I want. I gave you some homework, and the homework was, because you're talking about learn what you need to learn, and then go out in the world and then try to change it. Okay. Now, what every discipline tries to do, whether it be process management, change management, project management, economics, applied economics stuff, we try to create our own language. So because if you can't name things by their name, then it's hard to refer to them, right? Only problem is that some of this vocabulary goes totally over the heads of the actual hardcore practitioners. So one of the things we're going to be doing later on in the podcast is I'm going to be sharing some of our, excuse my language, bullshit bingo vocabulary we have in project management. And you're going to look at me and say, I don't have any clue what you're talking about. And then I'm going to translate it for you and you go, I know what you're talking about. This is what we called it and this is how we did it. So what I loved in my experience with you is a wealth of experience, real life experience, absolute pragmatism, but very, very astute also to once you translate the language can pick up on it. But the homework I gave you was, in industrialization, the new bingo word is industrialization 4.0. Did you look it up?
Look, that has nothing to do with industrialization of developing countries. That's basically dividing the industrial phase into four categories.
Yeah.
The initial industrial revolution, where the steam engine, changed the world, and then electricity, and then computers, and now AI.
Yeah. So incredibly relevant for new industrial.
It is relevant because each one of those did change the paradigm.
Yeah. But a lot of the application of industrialization is still the same that it's always been, is it not?
Well, it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about industrialization in the context of developing countries, it is changing in a different way. Whereas before, what I mentioned before during the Cold War age, it was more a government-led, a state-led type of industrialization where the state would invest.
It was a sponsor, it was the guide, it was the strategist, it created the mission.
Now it's more private sector driven.
Okay.
Which basically involves taking advantage of globalization, of international companies that want to go out, minimize costs by spreading their operations globally.
Are you basically saying it's because these global organizations are nations unto themselves and now can dictate industrialization on a global?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is now the countries, developing countries, can, if they play their cards right, plug into this and attract industrial investment from these companies.
That have the expertise.
That have the capital, the expertise, the markets, everything. And some countries did a great job of this. The winner is China.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how China became from,
copy paste.
One of the poorest countries in the world to the leading economy in the world.
Yeah.
The way they did that is by plugging into globalization.
And not
they attracted a lot of companies. Yeah. They became the manufacturing center of the world.
Yeah.
And so all the companies moved their manufacturing to China because it's cheaper. Now they're trying to bring it back. They're trying to reel it back.
I think China was one of the first developing, well, not one of the first, but in recent times, one of the most dominant examples of a developing country that just understood that their biggest weakness is also their greatest asset. A huge population, to a certain extent, highly educated, very dynamic.
Good infrastructure.
And they didn't reinvent the wheel. They just copy pasted. And now in many cases, they're doing their Chinese touch to things, but they started off with a copy paste. So that's kind of also what the UNIDO in its charter actually is committed to doing, is helping other nations to develop.
Other countries basically to do what China did as well as China did.
Okay.
Basically to see how they can attract investments from these global companies.